10 million pioneers. Congratulations to the Pi core team. What an unbelievable accomplishment, especially in such a short period of time. Now, what does that mean for you and for me as pioneers? Well, in this video, my friends, you are in luck. We are going to cover my reactions to this announcement, what I think about it, and whether it's good, whether it's bad. And also, there are some amazing things that the Pi team has shared inside the announcement that I am going to get into and why I think it's such a big deal. So, my friends, stay tuned. We're going to cover all of this and so much more coming right up. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining. Let's just jump right in because there's so much great stuff to cover. First, if you and I have never met before, my name is Wes Spencer. I'm a technologist. I'm an entrepreneur. I just recently exited a company allegedly for about $80 million. You can check the article out here if you want to go see a little bit more about it. But I just share all that because in this channel, I just love all things technology, and I especially love cryptocurrency. I've been in the world of crypto for a really long time, and I've been covering it pretty heavily in this channel. I cover the things I'm interested in. I am not a speculation guy. I'm not a to the moon guy. I just really like to cover the technology pieces of cryptocurrency and why I think it's so fun. In today's video, though, we're going to jump into Pi Crypto. So if you have just now joining me or you're new to the Pi system, you just know this about me. I've been pretty even and fair. I've called a spade around Pi itself. And what I mean by that is the things I didn't like about Pi in the beginning, I've been pretty clear. I have nothing to lose. I don't care if someone uses Pi or doesn't use Pi. I'm doing this because I'm interested in it and I think Pi is pretty fascinating. So I've not pulled punches. The things I don't like, you can go watch my earlier videos and you'll see it. The things I do like, I've been pretty fair, and I'm pretty excited about where Pi has grown. So as I've watched its journey over the past few months, I've really seen that Pi itself has done some great things. And one of those is building a community to get to 10 million users. I mean, guys, that's phenomenal. So what does that mean for us? What does that mean for us as pioneers? And does that bode well for us? Well, short answer, yes, it bodes really well for us. And what I thought I would do is I'm just going to do this right here. I'm just going to share out my phone and we're going to walk through this together. I'm going to open the Pi system, the Pi app itself. And here's what we're going to do. I'm just going to walk through some of the notes and why I think the announcement is such a big deal for all of us. So if you want to see this, you can click on this orange button right here, this read analysis right in the middle of the screen, and it brings up the entire write-up from the core team itself. And let me just say this out of the gate. Kudos to the core team. One of my biggest critiques in the past is I haven't seen the core team lead from the front. I saw that begin to happen at the Coinvention, and I love seeing things like this come out in the app because it lets us see what their vision for Pi is. And we need the core team to lead from the front. We need to say and hear from them, what's your vision? Where do you want this to go? Because we want to be in this together. And I'll say they've done a good job of that since the Coinvention. The other thing they've done a really good job is listening to your feedback and my feedback. There's been a lot of vocal people inside the community that have sort of talked about this whole idea of 10 million users, what does it mean, and what do we do as the outcome for all of it? And that's really what they do right here at the very beginning. They kind of talk about what are we going to do about this decision that we have to make at 10 million users? So if you're new, here's the idea. There is a question in all of this around, do we stop mining at 10 million users? And it's a good question, right? It's this idea of scarcity, supply, and demand. So the idea is some of the folks, some of the pioneers said, you know, we need to stop mining completely at 10 million because we need to preserve scarcity. And that argument to some degree does make sense, right? Because we want to make sure that we don't have so much dilution of Pi where everybody has bajillions of them, and so it's not worth anything. I get that, right? Now, here's the flaw in that argument. And by the way, I covered this in my Coinvention reactions video. This is exactly what I said in that video, and I'm glad to see the Pi core team I'm not going to say they've listened to me, right? But I've definitely been in the camp that I know they've heard me out, and they've heard others of you out, and they've kind of heard this. And I said this, the core problem or the logic flaw in eliminating mining completely is you don't have to eliminate mining completely to still preserve scarcity. In other words, let's think about it like this. If I stop mining completely, what is the incentive for new people to join into the platform? Basically none. I mean, imagine you trying to go to your friends and be like, hey, you should join into this cool pie thing. And they're like, well, why should I join? You're like, well, I don't really have a reason other than it helps me. Why would they do it, right? No offense to you. There's just no incentive. And so imagine if you say, well, you can mine and you can actually build Pi cryptocurrency. And if it has value one day, it's going to be worth something. That's great. And so can we do this in a way that we reduce the mining rate to still reward the earlier adopters, people like you, people like me, but also continue to have an incentive for new people to join in, new pioneers? That is critical. And so that was my big thought, is we can't eliminate mining completely. If we do, we will completely shipwreck this ability of new user growth, which will destroy demand and ruin the currency. And the Pi team saw the same thing. You can read through their decision, and they said the same thing. They came to the conclusion that I came to, which is 10 million is great, but it's not nearly enough users. We need way, way, way more, because we need to continue to build demand. And so we can still preserve scarcity. The people that have been very vocal about scarcity are right, but we can still accomplish that, and actually accomplish it better by reducing mining, but still let mining go. That way we get to 20 million users, 25 million users, 50 million users. By the way, Bitcoin is somewhere around 25 to 50 million users. So think about that for a minute. If Pi is at 10 million and Bitcoin is somewhere between 25 and 50, don't hear me saying that Pi is going to go to like the $20,000 range is what Bitcoin is at right now. I'm not saying that right now. I don't do price speculation in my video series by and large. But I am saying that user base commands respect, because guys, hear me on this. There are very, very few cryptocurrencies out there with anywhere near 10 million users. But we need to grow it. 10 million is not enough. We need 50 million. We need 100 million. You may think I'm crazy, but I'm certainly not. You go and look through all of this. One of the things they talk about, and I don't want to go through this line by line. I don't want to turn this into like a big lecture. But one of the things they do talk about, I'm trying to see if I can find this for you really quickly. And if I can't, you can just go and find it on your own. But they go through some of the major like social media networks, and they have a great process or thought to this. And one of their thoughts is simply this. Yeah, here it is. I don't know if you'll be able to see it on the YouTube video itself, but they say, you know, we need to go beyond being a cryptocurrency and really start thinking about ourselves as a social media platform. And if we do that, or some kind of large user base like Amazon or something, and so they talk about this. Facebook has 2.7 billion users. WeChat, 1.17 billion users. Alibaba, 720 million. Amazon, 150 million active users. 10 million doesn't sniff those numbers, nowhere close. And we're talking about a worldwide cryptocurrency. So 10 million is not enough. And that's why we can reduce the mining rate, but still have an incentive to build demand so that we continue to have more users come into all of this. And guys, that is the right decision. No holds bar, no questions asked in my mind. That is the right decision. That is what I said that they would do in the Coinvention video, and that is exactly what's happened. You heard it there first, but that's why. We've got to continue to build demand. Now, they cover a bunch of other reasons as well. Things like, you know, we want to make sure that people don't just hodl and hoard their Pi. So if we eliminate scarcity and no one wants to trade, that's another problem. They also talked about the issue of pump and dumps. If there's such a small amount of Pi and eventually it gets released, you can see pump and dumpers just completely like dump tons of cryptocurrency into the markets and completely blow the numbers. I've seen that happen with a lot of other cryptocurrencies. So I'm not going to get into all the specifics on this video. Just know, I think the white paper or the reaction that they wrote in the app, they're right on the money on everything they said. Those are all really, really good reasons. And so for all of that, the mining rate is going to reduce. And you see the numbers that are on here. I'm going to scroll way back up until I get over to those there. You see those right here. So the mining rate is going to go down to Pi 16th is the best way I know how to say that. And then you can see the other rates that are in there too. And so they're reducing it. They're reducing it to a fair amount. I've noticed it on my mining rates. I mean, if I look at myself right now, not to like humble brag or anything, I'm at 6.04 Pi. I was at, I think, like 15 just yesterday. So it's gone down significantly. And hear me, somebody that was making a fair amount, I support that. I totally do, because I am willing to see my rates reduce and your rates reduce to continue to see new users come in because they want in on this too, which is going to raise the value for all of us. That's the only way this works. And so I think you guys know that. Okay, the other thing I wanted to talk about, and this is way more important. Like way more important. I've been waiting for some more news about when mainnet is coming around, what the plan and process for us to finally have wallets, for us to finally have a blockchain that we can see, because until that happens, Pi isn't truly a cryptocurrency. It's more just an idea that we have in mind. And I've said that before. I said that in my 3 key things that the Pi team needs to do to be successful. I've said that in some of the early videos. The reason people think Pi is a scam is because there's no cryptocurrency that they see. There's no wallet. There's no keys they control. There's no way that they can trade and sell. It feels and looks like a scam. I understand that argument. It's a wrong argument, but I understand it. And so this is really good. They're talking about their plans for all of this and some big pieces inside of all this. One is they're pushing their roadmap. In other words, the direction of where they want the product to go. Within about a year, they're talking about their goal, and I'm not going to necessarily hold them to this, but their goal is to produce a wallet and an ecosystem within a year that we can start trading. Guys, that's a big deal. I love hearing that. And they also talked about some other really cool things that they could do as well, and they're thinking in the right direction. They've thought through, we need to start planning for a day when mining doesn't exist. And what they mean by that is, how do we continue to incentivize users when when Pi cannot be mined anymore? It's going to be simply traded. And so they have some ideas around staking. I don't know how many of you guys know about what staking is all about, kind of what Ethereum is moving into. If you're curious about staking, just give me a comment down below, and I'll explain what Pi staking could be all about and why it could be valuable in another video. But they have some ideas around that, around transaction fees, basically a way to build the community up, not just for using Pi to buy and sell goods and services, but also to use it in some very unique ways that add value and give those that stake their Pi the ability to earn more by staking. That is an awesome idea. And so I'm honestly, of everything in this, great. 10 million users is awesome. Reducing mining, right decision, good stuff. But what I love to see more is at least a soft commitment from the core team to say, we are going to now push to mainnet. It is time to do that. It is time for us to see more KYC come out. It is time for us to see more, really a push towards having access to our keys so we can get access to the Pi itself. I am very excited to see that. Now, it won't happen in just one lump sum. Just trust me on that. It's going to be a slow rollout. You're going to see some users probably get it before others. You're going to see a rollout of the features. It won't just be like, you log into Pi one day and boom, it's all there. It won't happen that way. I'm just telling you, it won't. It's going to be a slow, methodical, thoughtful rollout that will kind of maintain and establish safety through the whole system, but will also give us the things that we need in Pi to simply make sure that this continues to grow to success. So guys, I'm super excited. Like, there are no negatives here, nothing bad at all from this. Very exciting data and details coming from the Pi core team. Very glad to see the direction that this is going. This bodes well for all of us. I want to continue to see the Pi team the core team itself continue to deliver, to continue to push through the roadmap. And I'm very excited about the future. I'd love to know what you think. What are your ideas for it? What would you think is critical to Pi becoming a success? Leave me some comments down below. And while you're at it, you guys know this, I tell you this all the time, hit the like button, smash it, mash it, grab it, and also hit the subscribe. I would love to continue to connect with you. I love you guys. I listen to every single comment. I respond to every single one. So thank you guys so much for watching, and congratulations again to the Pi core team. 10 million users, what a great accomplishment.